If you've ever felt like you were walking on eggshells, questioning your worth or shrinking just to keep the peace, this message is for you. Because today, I'm going to show you the one move that doesn't just silence the narcissist, it sets you free. A narcissist thrives on power, manipulation, and control. But the truth is, only when you give them access do they gain authority. In this video, you'll discover the one bold move that shatters their grip instantly and reclaims your God-given dominion. You are not a pawn in someone else's game. You were born to rise. Let's talk about how. If you've ever felt like you were walking on eggshells, if you've ever silenced your voice just to keep someone else calm, if you've ever been drained, doubted, and diminished in the name of keeping the peace, this message is for you, because what you may not realize is that the prison you've been living in was never built by bricks and bars, but by fear and manipulation, and the key to break out has been in your hands all along. One move, just one move, can shatter the grip of a narcissist and release you into the fullness of your God-given identity. Today, I'm going to help you see that move and walk in it with power. A narcissist's greatest weapon is deception. They don't start with control, they start with confusion. They twist your perception until you question your own instincts, your own truth, your own worth. But here's the truth that will set you free. Their power ends where your identity begins. When you don't know who you are, you become vulnerable to anyone who wants to define you. That's why a narcissist targets your identity first, because the moment you rediscover who you are, they lose their grip. And not just who you are in the eyes of people, but who you are in the eyes of God. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are not someone's project or possession. You are a person of purpose, chosen and appointed for something greater than manipulation. The narcissist may have convinced you that you were the problem, that your needs were too much, that your voice was too loud or too inconvenient. But that's a lie crafted to shrink your spirit. And you were never meant to shrink. You were created to expand, to rise, to lead, to love with strength and clarity. The first move toward freedom is not physical, it's spiritual, it's mental, it's emotional. It starts when you say, I am not what they say I am who God says I am. But freedom doesn't end with identity, it requires action. A narcissist doesn't need your love to survive, they need your attention. That's what they feed on. They thrive on your reactions, on your emotional energy, on your desperate need to explain, to fix, to be understood. But when you detach emotionally, you cut off their supply. Detachment is not bitterness, it's wisdom. It's the art of saying, I see what you're doing, but I won't be moved by it anymore. When you stop reacting to the chaos loses its power. You don't need to yell, you don't need to plead, you just need to stop feeding the dysfunction. Jesus didn't chase people who misunderstood him. He didn't beg for validation from the Pharisees. He moved in purpose, and so should you. When you get quiet, not because you're afraid, but because you're focused, the narcissist will feel the shift. They'll notice when their tactics no longer work. They'll sense that you've left their emotional arena, and that's when their power starts to unravel. There comes a time when you have to stop explaining and start elevating. Narcissists love to corner you into endless conversations where you're defending yourself, justifying your actions, or apologizing for having boundaries. But hear me, your healing does not require their understanding. You don't need closure from someone who is committed to keeping the door open just to keep you stuck. Sometimes silence is the greatest sermon. Sometimes walking away is the greatest statement of self-worth. You are not obligated to defend your decisions to someone who never honored your discernment in the first place. Let them talk, let them twist, let them scream, but don't you get off your path trying to convince someone who benefits from your confusion. It's not your job to manage their opinion. It's your responsibility to protect your peace. Boundaries are a spiritual discipline. They are the gates of your life. And listen closely, you are the gatekeeper. A narcissist despises boundaries because it reminds them they don't own you. They will guilt trip you, shame you, and accuse you of being selfish the moment you say no. But no is not a weapon, it's a shield. It's a declaration that you are no longer available for manipulation. Every time you set a boundary, you teach others how to treat you. And every time you hold that boundary, you teach yourself how to respect you. Don't apologize for protecting your mental and emotional space. Don't explain why you're choosing peace over drama. You are not cold, you are clear, you are not mean, you are mature. Boundaries are not about keeping others out. They're about keeping your vision, your joy, your purpose safe. If someone can't honor your no, they don't deserve your yes. And here is where everything shifts. Purpose. Purpose is the ultimate power move. A narcissist wants you focused on them, their moods, their problems, their chaos. But when you wake up to your purpose, you stop orbiting around their dysfunction. You get back in alignment with the reason God put you on this earth. You start asking different questions. Instead of why won't they change, you begin to ask, what have I been assigned to build? Instead of how do I fix them, you ask, how do I focus on what God's called me to do? And let me tell you, the moment you shift your focus from their drama to your destiny, everything begins to change. You stop being controlled because you stop being available. You don't have time for manipulation when you're on a mission. You don't have energy for drama when you're building legacy. Purpose narrows your focus and elevates your stand. It puts your time, your relationships, and your energy in divine order. And once you've tasted that kind of clarity, chaos can no longer distract you. But none of this matters unless you make the move. And here it is, the one move that breaks a narcissist's control instantly. Walk away with power. Not with rage, not with a dramatic goodbye, with power, with clarity, with peace. When you walk away and you don't look back, when you leave without trying to prove anything, that's when the chains fall off. Because narcissists don't just want access, they want chaos. They want to leave the door cracked so they can come and go emotionally. But when you close that door with purpose, you deny them their playground. Walking away isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's not an escape, it's elevation. You're not running from something, you're stepping into something, into healing, into clarity, into purpose, into peace. You're not leaving to punish them, you're leaving to protect you. Because you matter, your mental health matters, your calling matters, and nothing is worth sacrificing your destiny for. Don't let the fear of being alone keep you connected to what's destroying your soul. Don't let guilt keep you chained to chaos. You've done all you could. You prayed, you tried, you gave, but now it's time to trust. Trust that what God has ahead of you is greater than what you're walking away from. Trust that healing is on the other side of hard decisions. Trust that obedience always opens the door to overflow. And as you walk away, don't look back in regret. Look forward with resolve. You are not weak, you are not broken, you are not foolish, you are free. And that freedom is going to birth a new season in your life, a season where your voice is no longer silenced, a season where your energy is no longer drained, a season where your identity is no longer hijacked. This is the season where you rise. If this message is speaking to your soul, it's because your spirit knows the truth. You were never called to live in bondage. You were called to live in dominion. You were created for greatness, not control. And everything the enemy tried to use to destroy you, God is going to use to deliver you. So rise up, reclaim your voice, set your boundaries, walk in your purpose, and make the move. Not out of fear, not out of anger, but out of power. Walk away and walk into the life you were always meant to live. If this word ignited something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Let someone else know that they're not crazy, they're not alone, and they're not powerless. Because together, we're not just breaking free, we're breaking chains. And we're doing it one powerful move at a time. And don't just walk away physically, walk away mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because it's possible to be out of the relationship but still locked in the residue of it. It's possible to leave the narcissist but still carry their voice in your mind, replaying every insult, every guilt trip, every accusation like a broken record. But you can't walk in freedom if your soul is still entangled. Today, you're not just leaving their presence, you're leaving their permission. You are revoking their access, not just to your space, but to your spirit. Let me speak this over you. You are not what they called you. You are not the version of you they created to keep you small. You are not hard to love. You are not too emotional. You are not unstable. You are not difficult. You are not weak. You are not crazy. That was projection, not prophecy. And now it's time to break every label that was placed on you and manipulation and replace it with truth. You are wise. You are strong. You are capable. You are chosen. You are powerful. You are whole. You are healing, and you are rising. And this healing you're walking into, it's not just about you, it's about everyone connected to your destiny. Because when you get free, you give others permission to do the same. Your children are watching, your friends are watching, your future is waiting, your legacy is on the line. You leaving the abuse is more than survival. It's a statement that says, this ends with me. No more generational cycles of control. No more trauma passed down like inheritance. No more false peace that comes at the cost of your soul. You're stepping into generational freedom, and that takes courage. That takes obedience. That takes surrender. You see, the enemy never attacks what he's not threatened by. The narcissist was never just attacking you, they were attacking what's in you. Your light, your leadership, your anointing, your capacity to love and influence and build and grow. But what they didn't realize is that their attack only activated your awareness. What was meant to destroy you only drove you deeper into the arms of your Creator. And that's why you're still standing. That's why you didn't lose your mind. That's why your story's not over, because the hand of God was on you, even in the pain. Now is your time. Time to stop surviving and start living. Time to stop tiptoeing around dysfunction and start standing in truth. Time to stop begging to be seen and start showing up as the masterpiece God created you to be. No more adjusting to fit a broken mold. No more tolerating what dishonors your spirit. No more watering yourself down to avoid their storms. You were born to be bold, born to be clear, born to be whole, born to reflect the image of your Father, not the reflection of someone else's brokenness. And yes, it may hurt. Let's not pretend this is easy. Walking away from someone you once cared for, someone you once dreamed with, someone you gave your heart to, it cuts deep. But don't confuse pain with the wrong path. Healing often starts with heartbreak. Growth often begins with grief. But on the other side of that grief is glory. On the other side of the tears is clarity. On the other side of the silence is strength. Don't fear the empty space they leave. God will fill it with His presence, His peace, and His provision. What you release, God will redeem. What you let go of, He will restore. And let me tell you something powerful. You don't have to be perfect to be free. You just have to be willing. Willing to say no more. Willing to choose yourself. Willing to let go of what's familiar, to reach for what's divine. Willing to walk even when your knees shake, because freedom isn't a feeling, it's a decision. And every step you take in that decision, heaven backs you up. Every time you say, I choose peace, angels move. Every time you say, I choose purpose, chains break. Every time you say, I choose God, the atmosphere shifts. Don't wait for them to change. Don't wait for an apology that may never come. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The time is now. Your healing can begin now. Your peace can be restored now. Your future can be rebuilt now. You've cried long enough. You've tried long enough. You've explained long enough. Now it's time to move. And when you move with your head high, move with your back straight, move with your heart open. Move with gratitude, not bitterness. You are not leaving as a victim, you are rising as a victor. You are not walking in shame, you are walking in strength. The narcissists didn't break you, they revealed what needed to be healed, and now that you see it, you can be free from it. Remember this, people don't get to define what they didn't design. Only the Creator has the authority to define His creation. And He said you are His workmanship. He said you are chosen. He said you are called. He said you are more than a conqueror. That's the voice you listen to now. That's the truth you anchor your life in. You have a future, a brilliant, bold, beautiful future, one filled with real love, authentic peace, divine alignment, and unstoppable purpose. Don't let the residue of a manipulator keep you from the reality of your destiny. Don't stay in survival mode when God is calling you to thrive. Make the move, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Walk away, walk free, walk whole, walk healed. Walk into the life that's been waiting for you all along. And as you walk, don't forget, what was meant to break you became the thing that built you. You're not just leaving a narcissist, you're entering your next. And your next is blessed, your next is bold, your next is God ordained. So rise up, dust off your soul, take back your identity, speak up, stand tall, and make the move, because the one step you take in power will silence every voice that tried to keep you small. You are free, you are chosen, you are rising. Now walk and don't ever look back.